Oh, hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, let's do something different and something new. I'm gonna be talking about cross-country mountain bike. Oh yes, it's gonna be a mountain bike. You are used to me talking about road bikes, which is of course totally fine. People are usually more interested in the road bikes, but I'm a huge fan of cross-country mountain bikes, and I think that in today's world where gravel road bikes are becoming so popular, that cross-country mountain bikes, especially when we speak about the hardtail mountain bikes, they truly have a space there, and I truly believe that a good cross-country hardtail mountain bike is always going to be much better than the gravel road bike. So I want to introduce you a little bit to the world of the cross-country mountain bikes, and from time to time I'll be making these videos about the mountain bikes. But please do let me know in the comments below if you would like me to even make more of these videos about the cross-country mountain bikes. So before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon because it's gonna help in growing the channel. And of course, if you are already a subscriber, then definitely thank you. So, as I was saying, let's talk about an absolute legend when it comes to the cross-country mountain bikes. This time I'm specifically talking about a hardtail mountain bike from Scott, and this is the Scott Scale platform, Scott Scale 925. And why I'm saying that Scott Scale platform is such a legend when it comes to cross-country mountain bikes? Well, there is a certain Nino Schurter, cross-country mountain bike rider from Switzerland, who is, in my opinion, up till now, the greatest cross-country mountain bike rider that has, ever lived. And he is basically riding Scott bikes, Scott Scale and Scott Spark platform, and definitely he has made Scott bikes ultra popular when it comes to the cross-country mountain bike racing. I mean, for all of you who want to know a bit more about Nino Schurter, I will leave a lot of links in the video description, but I will just briefly tell you what Nino has won up till now, so up until end of the 2020 season. So just, for example, listen to this. When we speak about Olympic Games, so Nino Schurter has won gold in Rio in 2016, then silver in 2020 in London, and bronze in 2008 in Beijing. When it comes to World Championships, he has, if I'm not wrong, I will just quickly summarize, 1, 2, 3, he has 7 times gold medal as an individual in the World Championships. If we will also count as a team relay, then we can say in World Championships 11 gold medals. When it comes to the World Cup, Mountain Bike World Cup, Nino has won it 7 times. And when it comes to the European Games, he has 1 gold medal from the European Games. I mean, absolutely insane statistics. I haven't even counted the silver and the bronze medals from, for example, World Championships or the World Cup or the European Championships. I've just skipped that, and when we speak about the total summary of gold medals, we are speaking about 18 gold medals for Nino Schurter. Absolutely insane, and all of that was achieved by riding a Scott Scale or a Scott Spark platform. The difference is that, Scott Scale is a hardtail and Scott Spark is a full suspension mountain bike. So, when we speak about the Scott Scale 925 cross-country mountain bike, let's first kick off with the retail price, which is $2,200 or approximately 2,000 British pounds with the current exchange rate, which funnily enough, I think it's a very interesting price bracket. Of course, I always advise you to negotiate the price of the bike, but for example, in this case, if I was negotiating, and you gotta be nice, behave nicely, I would probably aim for something like 10 to 15% discount, and I would be super satisfied if I get this bike for approximately $2,000 or something about 1,850 British pounds. I mean, in my opinion, it's a truly superb value for your money. When it comes to the paint scheme on the bike, I mean, unfortunately, there is only one paint scheme of the bike. This is this pretty classical, I would almost call it like a bit metallic black with a hints of silver. I mean, what can you do? You don't have any other choice, but it would be nice if Scott would offer another paint scheme choice on this Scott Scale 925. But now let's dive into the specification and let's really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. I will kick off with the frame and the fork. So here we are speaking about a carbon fiber frame from Scott. This is their HMF carbon fiber frame. And this is, the Scott Scale range. So this is not top of the line what Scott can do in their hardtail mountain bikes. Above that you have Scott Scale RC, and that level has an HMX level carbon fiber frame. But this is usually an expensive stuff. We are coming close to something like probably $7,000 to $10,000. So this HMF, I mean, superb quality carbon fiber frame, Scott Scale with the BB92 press fit bottom bracket. It has a 12mm through axle at the back, and it has a specific damping system that's Scott calls their SDS2 shock and damping system. Basically what it means that the carbon fiber frame has a certain areas which are stiff for a good power transfer, and then there are certain areas of the carbon fiber frame, for example like a down tube or the chain stairs, which have specific fibers which are good for the comfort of the ride. And this carbon fiber frame has of course internal cable routing, and also keep in mind that Scott offers a 5 years warranty on their carbon fiber frames. This is one area in the future where I would like to see Scott increasing this warranty. For example, next step could be something like 10 years warranty, and then at some point I wish that they could offer a full lifetime warranty for their carbon fiber frames. So this is all about the frame, but don't worry, you are getting top-notch quality carbon fiber mountain bike frame. When it comes to the fork, here we're gonna have a superb, in my opinion, Fox fork. This is a Fox 32 float rhythm, grip 3, and basically you see this float range of forks float rhythm is the OEM manufacturing. So basically this rhythm range in the Fox forks is specifically for original equipment manufacturers, for certain manufacturers to go straight to their bikes. For example, in this case it would be Scott. You can't buy this fork, this rhythm version, if you would just go to the Scott website, to the Fox website and try to buy it. So a few things to note here. I mean, Fox 32. Fox has a huge heritage in making both mountain bike forks for the vehicles like motorbikes, so they really know what they are doing. They have a superb good fork. So this Fox 32 means basically that the legs of the fork are 32 millimeters in diameter. This fork has 3 modes. It has a 15mm through axle at the front, which is a quick release through axle, and this is a fork with a 44mm offset and a tapered steerer. Of course, it is a 100mm travel fork. This is a typical for the cross-country mountain bikes, and of course it will have rebound adjustments, 10 clicks rebound adjustment, and of course the lockout. So as you see, I'm kind of explaining a lot in this video, but this is just because I believe that majority of the audience is not so familiar with the cross-country mountain bikes. Also, when you look at on the Scott's website, on the Fox website, as I said, for their forks, you can't find this Fox 32 rhythm model. The closest you can find is, their Fox 32 step cast forks in their performance series forks. And I will just mention a few little details about this fork. So this is basically the kind of the same black anodized 7000 series aluminium upper tubes, and their damper is a grip technology, which is basically a 3-position on the fly adjustable damper. And this Fox fork is, of course, you can mount it on a 29-inch wheels or 27.5-inch wheels, 100 millimeters travel, as I said, with a 15mm front axle, quick release. Although I'm now looking on the Fox website with their step cast forks, you see these are the forks which have a little thinner legs at the bottom. Of course, the one that you get on your Scott bike is not going to be the step cast, but just the technical specifications are very, very similar. And of course, on this fork you can mount direct mount disc brakes up to 180 millimeters, I'm sorry, even with this one, I believe you could go up to, if you use a 29-inch wheel, to 203 millimeters in diameter. And as I said, you can have this low speed rebound adjustment on a 10-click level, so you can really finely tune the rebound of the fork. And as we were saying, you'll have 3 levels of the lockout, which is an open, medium, and firm. How would I say, from the Fox on its own, but Scott has done a little tune-up of the fork, let's call it like that. So Scott will offer you something that they call their Scott Ride Lock technology. Again, it's a remote lockout, so you'll see a cable, going from the top of your fork to the handlebars, and there you have this Scott system with 3 modes. So you can, on the fly, as you are riding your bike, you'll have a mode for descend, you'll have a mode for traction, and you have a mode for lockout. So depending where you are on the terrain, so if you are of course descending some steep mountain, you can put it into descend. The fork will of course have a lot of travel, be very smooth. Then if you need maximum traction, if you are climbing some steep roads, you can move it into this traction mode, and of course full lockout, for example, if you are sprinting. I will leave a lot of links in this video description, so you can, for example, read a bit more about this Scott Ride Lock technology, that is basically a lockout button that you have on the handlebars. Now when we move to the drivetrain of the bike, I will kick off with the rear derailleur, rear mech. So here you are going to get a superb Shimano's XT rear mech. This is the Shimano XT-M 8100 Shadow Plus 12-speed rear mech. I have to explain here, for all those who are not familiar with mountain bikes, that Shimano XT is just one level below the top of the line creme de la creme Shimano XTR group set. Shimano XTR is basically a race, and then below it you have Shimano XT. So this rear mech, absolutely superb choice, Shimano XT rear mech with 12 speed. When we move to the shifters, you are gonna get the Shimano Dior level shifters. So these are Shimano Dior SL M6100 IR, and these are the Shimano Dior shifters with the I-spec clamp. So first to explain Shimano Dior, when you look at the mountain bike group sets from Shimano, which are kind of competitive group sets, competition group sets, the lowest you will have Shimano Dior, then you will have Shimano SLX, then you will have the Shimano XT, and then you will have Shimano XTR. So this Shimano Dior is the lowest level of their, I would say, competition group sets in the mountain bikes. But it's a superb shifter, have no complaints about it, and this I-spec specification means that you can mount this shifter together with the hydraulic disc brake on a one clamp, which is a super neat solution. I think, I remember in the old days that you had to mount them separately, but this is just a superb solution now that the shifter and the hydraulic disc brake goes on the same clamp. Speaking about crankset, here you will have Shimano's SLX crankset. This is the M7100 Holotech 2 crankset, and just keep in mind that this is a single chainring. So this is a single chainring, 32 tooth chainring. This is I would now say, becoming a standard in mountain bikes to have a single chainring at the front, but I still remember the days when you would have 3 chainrings at the front on a mountain bike. Now those days are gone, and these single chainrings are absolutely superb. The only thing I see here is you don't have a chain catcher. So if, for example, you start experiencing that you are dropping the chain from this single chainring at the front, you might want to invest a little bit of money and just put a chain catcher there, which is, nothing special to add. But SLX crankset, superb choice, no problem with that. 32 teeth, again, very good. And this, of course, is paired with the press fit bottom bracket. This is a Shimano's MT500 press fit bottom bracket. This is a Shimano Dior level press fit bottom bracket. No complaints here from me. Again, superb choice. When it comes to the chain, I'm glad that they have included the Shimano's M6100 chain. Again, this is a 12-speed specific chain. This is a Dior level chain, which kind of matches all the other components of this group set of this bike. Cassette, again Shimano Dior cassette, M6100, 12-speed cassette, and you see now the range. The cassette has a range from 10 to 51, and it is paired with the front chainring, which is 32 tooth, so you absolutely won't have any problems in attacking any steep mountains with this combination, 1051 and the 32 tooth at the front. So as I say again, in the old days you would have 3 chain rings at the front and you would have a cassette at the back, which was something from like 10 to 32 maybe. So now this is such a better solution with this 12-speed group set on the mountain bikes from Shimano. And also keep in mind, when you look at the road group set from Shimano, they are still having an 11-speed group set, and on the mountain bikes they are already having 12-speed group set on the Dior level of the Shimano group set. So I truly believe that soon we will see a 12-speed group set on the road also from Shimano. Moving on to the braking performance, again, superb choice on this bike, Shimano's M4100 hydraulic disc brakes. These are Dior level hydraulic disc brakes, and this is what I was talking to you. If you look at the spec of the disc brakes, you will see this single clamp where basically the hydraulic disc brake, the lever and everything can be fitted together with the shifter. Always keep in mind that when it comes to hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano, they are using their Shimano mineral oil. Different other hydraulic disc brakes use different oils, and for this hydraulic disc brake I was just quickly checking, but we'll come to these specifications. So when we speak about the braking rotors, here we have the Shimano's RT54 center lock braking rotors, and on the front you'll have 180mm rotors, and on the front 160mm rotors. This is totally fine. You don't need 180mm rotor at the back. On this cross-country mountain bike you will have more than enough stopping power with this 180mm rotors. And as I said, this RT54 braking rotor, again Dior level of the group set when it comes to the Shimano. Now when we speak about some smaller pieces like the handlebar, this is the Syncros production, so basically Scott's own in-house brand aluminium handlebar, 740mm in width. I mean, nothing special to add here. This is something that if you need a bit wider you can move to 760mm, but probably out of the box is going to be totally fine. Stem, again aluminium stem, nothing special to add here. 31.8mm. Seat post, Syncros seat post. This is an aluminium seat post. So you see, in the future this would probably be one of the first upgrades I would do. I would buy a good carbon fiber seat post and mount a carbon fiber seat post, just because you're gonna get so much more smoother ride on this bike. This is a classical 31.6mm diameter seat post, but I can't add anything special here because it's just an aluminium seat post. Seat, Syncros on Belcara seat. I have no experience with these seats, but always keep in mind that seats are a personal preference, and once when you find your desired seat, please do keep it as long as possible. Now let's talk about the wheel set on this bike. So you see, this is a combination of Formula hubs. Formula CL hubs, so 15mm through axle at the front and 12mm through axle at the back. I have no experience with these Formula CL hubs. If anybody has any experience, please do let us know in the comments below. But these Formula hubs are paired with aluminium rims from Syncros X25 aluminium rims. Again, I have nothing special to add here, pretty standard aluminium rim with some kind of standard stainless steel spokes. So pretty basic wheel set. If you really want in the future, you can save a bit of money and upgrade to the wheel set from DT Swiss. Choose any of their mountain bike wheel sets with some decent DT Swiss hubs. Could be some kind of DT Swiss 240 hubs, DT Swiss 360 hubs. It's going to be much stronger and better wheel set than this what you get out of the box. But then again, this is a $2,000 bike, so this is perfectly fine out of the box. And this wheel set is wrapped in superb Schwalbe tires, so at the front Schwalbe Racing Ray, at the back Schwalbe Racing Ralph. Absolute legends when it comes to cross-country mountain bikes, these tires. And these are 29-inch wheels, so 29-inch tires by 225 inches. So this 225 tire, absolutely enough air volume. If you really need a bit more, you can always, fit like a 2.3 tire or even go a bit wider. But I think this is going to be more than enough air volume in this tire for a nice, smooth ride. And I forgot to say that these rims and the tires are tubeless ready. So you only need to provide, a tubeless tape, tubeless valves, and you can turn this wheel set into a tubeless wheel set, which is always superb on a cross-country mountain bikes. Total weight of this bike is 11.5 kilograms, and I believe that this is in size medium. So for example, for me, I would need size large, so I would easily add another 200 grams on top of that. So let's call it 11.7 kilograms, which is still a very competitive bike weight, in my opinion, for a cross-country mountain bike. If you are coming down, to something like 10 kilo cross-country mountain bikes, these are really like professional stuff. Any professional cross-country mountain bike racer would gladly race on that kind of machine. So this 11.5 kilogram is very competitive in my opinion. So I think this is gonna be it for today. As you see, it has been a bit longer video, but I just wanted to dive a bit deeper into the cross-country mountain bikes because I think there's so many things you can learn about them, and they are absolutely superb if you like to go off-road. So when I look at this Scott Scale 925 bike, I mean, it's a very good bike. Even the retail price of $2,200 I mean, I wouldn't argue too much if I have to really pay the retail price. It's a very good carbon fiber frame, very good components, and in my opinion, it is, light enough for a proper cross-country racing mountain bike. So I think this is going to be it for today. If you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you're always notified when I make a new video. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Pura Vida.